What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to be talking about being bored and what you can do about it. I used to be in situations where I was constantly just exceptionally bored, especially when I was in middle school and some of high school, where, especially on weekends, when I'd finished everything my parents made me do and my homework and everything, you just run into those scenarios where you're just bored out of your mind and whatever you want to do, you can't do, which leaves you with a situation where you can't do much. Obviously, with freedom and age, you get more ability to do stuff. So, when I was in middle school and high school, I was restricted from using the computer. But then, when I got more privileges, even if I had a computer, I just got bored. And there were times in middle school where I was like, how is that even possible? If I had a computer, I could just play these video games all day. I love to play these online games, like RuneScape. For those of you who don't know who that is, it's similar to other games I played, like League of Legends and so forth. But this video is to tell all you guys out there how things can definitely change. I would say even a year ago, and I'm pretty old now, but even a year ago, I was in situations where I was literally bored. I was home from university and I had a lot of free time because of the breaks. And for whatever reason, I didn't have internship or whatever. And slash or I just had free time and I didn't know what to do with it. And nowadays that's completely changed. Has it gotten to a point where I just jump out of bed just loving life? No, but it's opened my eyes to how amazing this world is and how little time most people actually do have. And that's the point of this video, to inspire you guys and to realize, hey, there's so much to do out there. You just have to realize it and figure it out. So a year ago, I was exceptionally bored and I didn't know what to do. I tried to find stuff and sometimes it moderately entertained me, but for the most part, it was just really boring. And I still see that with tons and tons of people, regardless of who I talk to, especially at university or people my age. I find that the average Joe, whether it's female or male, in their free time, they spend it doing the most mundane things ever. They sit on their butts and they watch TV shows that they're not even that enthusiastic about. And when you ask them what they do on a daily basis in their free time, they just say the most boring, mundane things, and they really don't do much. It's so surprising, especially for those very attractive girls you would think have like exceptional lives. Some of them do, but others, like, literally, it's not that different. And sure, some of them are very much enthusiastic about their lives, but oftentimes they're just watching Gossip Girl, or they're on their fifth TV series and they just sit on their butts on Twitter and Instagram all day, which is very interesting, and I'll get to that. So what do I do, and how did I come across this? Well, I stumbled across audiobooks. That's one of the many things I do. And that in itself just brought me into this realization of how much amazingness is out there. One of many things. I'll get to Instagram and Twitter and everything else later. But starting with audiobooks, I stumbled across them through YouTube. I was playing my video games, and sure, they were fun, but after the fourth hour or fifth hour of League of Legends or MapleStory or whatever you're playing at the time, you can get bored of that as well. So I stumbled across it because I like to watch programs and videos on dating advice and getting better with girls while I played this game. And for whatever reason, based on the related videos, I stumbled across videos that I was interested in. I think I searched something random like how to get rich, and I stumbled across these audiobooks on the topic that were quite insightful. These were actually legit books on millionaires and so forth that were very interesting. The first one I think I stumbled across was The Millionaire Mind by T. Hark Eker, which led me to quite a few others, like The Millionaire Next Door, which is a very famous book. And ultimately, it led me to realize that, hey, I'm gonna see what else is out there. And I ended up finding thousands, literally thousands of books. Not initially hundreds, but thousands of books. I Googled search terms like recommended reading lists, and it just expanded from there. Self help, business, finance, and a lot of this stuff is very easy to read, even for someone who doesn't have a lot of experience in the field. I was just very much like drawn into it because literally a lot of it is not just random advice. It's literally like stuff that can help you, and it's just very, if nothing else, it's just very interesting and entertaining to see how, for instance, people who are rich think and have different beliefs and opinions than those who are poor. And you can see it illustrated in these books and how it just influences them to think about things differently and approach problems differently and do things differently. And so from there, it just blossomed. And I went and I searched many recommended reading lists. I went on Amazon and searched even more, and my topics expanded to fitness, health, and businesses, and books like The 4 Hour Work Week, literally. And like, just think about it, it's a completely different mindset on working. And all these books on, like, there's this one book, How to Be a Billionaire by Martin Fridson. And I ultimately compiled a reading list that I want to get through one day. And I've gotten through quite a bunch already. I've gotten through about at least 30 books, mostly through audiobooks on the topic. And the more I look up books, the more I realize how many thousands of books are out there on so many topics, whether it's fitness, whether it's self-help, whether it's on the economy, whether it's on literally just the current social media and social networking stuff. How Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube are channels that can be used as a business. And that's actually one of the books that I'm reading now that's really inspired me. It's right here. It's called Crush It by Gary Vaynerchuk. It's a bestseller as well. And you will be astounded at how many bestsellers there are out there. And literally from there, I mean, the book talks about current up-to-date stuff. It talks about Twitter, Instagram, all these social media websites, and how great they are and how they can be used to build a following and build a business to eventually monetize and eventually make a living off of one day. And it's very interesting to a point where it's so relevant. And I personally have just been so like influenced by it that I have started looking into it, and I'm just very interested in gaining followers. I've started a Vine and Instagram, and I have a Twitter, and I've actually had all those things for a while now, years, but I haven't used them. But recently they've just blown up, and I'm just searching all these things on how to gain followers on them. And one day I want to have 100,000 followers. That would just be amazing on all those sites, and it's very interesting. And on top of that, it spurred yet another thing, which is how I'm interested in making YouTubes. And so I've made a few YouTubes already, my main YouTube, which is where you're watching this from. But I'm going to be making a book review YouTube. I've actually already made it, but there will be, in the future, if everything goes well, hundreds of book reviews out. I've already read about 30 or 40 books in the recent year, which I will be doing reviews on once I get the time. But those will be coming out on my book review channel. And then there's a gaming channel, there's a manga and anime review channel, which I've been using for the last year on latest chapters of manga I love to read. And as you can see, it just expands. And what I keep finding is that ultimately, there's like in a lifetime, there's so many things I won't be able to do. With Instagram and Flickr as well, I've just realized how many amazing places that I probably won't be able to travel to in my lifetime, but just so bizarre and amazing to the point that they're like different planets, alien planets. Like literally you should Google sometime the most bizarre and interesting places in the world, and you'll find some crazy places. And it has garnered in me a respect and interest in photography, just how people photograph things and the cameras and equipment they've used. And that's just spurred in me like my Instagram, which I will be posting some of these amazing photos of these crazy places that are actually existing in the world. There's this one place where the ground is just made of just such clear ice that it looks like it's reflecting everything back. It's literally like a 100-mile long mirror. And there's like another place where there's a lake which has the same effect and just reflects the mountain on top perfectly. Then there's another place where the mountains literally look like rainbows. Think about it, they literally look like rainbows. And I can go on and on. And so I'll be, throwing a few of those on Instagram. And on top of that, it just spurred in me it just makes me realize how, wow, I can't believe those days when I was just bored, because I realize in a lifetime I won't be able to do everything I want to do. In just reading books alone, the amount of amazing books out there, literally, you can't consume them all in a lifetime, which is kind of sad. And on top of that, it just blossomed so many other interests out of those that I could be spending my time with. It's the stuff I've been doing. I love playing video games like League of Legends, and also I love going on the internet and reading articles of all topics. And now I love making blog posts on topics of all sorts. I recently made a blog, and I made a blog post on the most interesting man on Twitter I found. And it's this weird man who always posts these pictures, and he always puts something on top of his head when he posts it. So he's had like a birthday cake there, like an enormous sculpture on top of his head, a vase, a sombrero, 50 hats on top of himself. Anything you can think of, he puts on his head and takes a selfie of it. And it spurred in me a lot of interesting things. And obviously, a lot of these things are quite bizarre, and you wonder how you came across them. But obviously, in terms of TV shows, entertainment, like I love a lot of shows that I didn't even realize once upon a time. Such as Doctor Who TV series. I love talk shows. I think it'd be amazing to be a talk show host one day. That'd be pretty darn cool. And a lot of other things. Fitness. I've gotten into a lot of fitness recently. Workout videos. I love the prank videos on YouTube. Working out, just jogging, running, aerobic exercise, anaerobic exercise. I've been watching a lot of videos on it, practicing a lot of it, traveling, a lot of the apps on the phone, and just a lot of research on just gaining followers, getting the best Instagram photos, and a lot of this stuff. It's just crazy how things come about it. And obviously, I love stock investing and so forth, value investing. More so, I love just reading about the topic, about Warren Buffett. The biography on him, The Snowball, is just amazing. And Reddit's amazing. I've learned so much from Reddit, from all sources, whether it's social media or just from a variety of people on there who take the time out to answer questions. There's this thing called AMA on Reddit, Ask Me Anything, and famous, renowned people like Bill Gates, Bill Nye, and so many other people, Neil deGrasse Tyson. They've had AMAs on it, and I've learned so much from them. And a lot of people who are anonymous who have achieved some sort of success. Recently, there's Alice Schroeder who wrote The Snowball, who I gained a lot of information from her AMA just on business, companies, and stocks in general, and the economy, and as well as Bill Gates as well, just learning about him and his philanthropy, and anonymous people. Like recently, I was reading an AMA about a man who had achieved over 12 million followers across all his not his Facebook, his Twitter accounts. And I learned a lot from him because there's this thing going about where like a lot of people mass follow people to gain followers, but his accounts, all of his accounts follow like less than 20 people, and he has millions of hundreds of thousands of followers across his 10 or so accounts. And from my research and from his AMA, I found literally that what he's done has been accomplished through literally just quality tweets consistently in abundance over a long amount of time, which is amazing. And obviously pruning and customizing your photos and your header photo and your profile picture and everything optimally. And it's the same sort of thing with Vine and other stuff. So there's like, this is just one snapshot of all the interests that I've come across, and it goes beyond that. There's so many other topics out there: fashion, health, fitness, the economy, business. A lot of topics out there like arts and crafts, and fashion's a big one that I'm starting to gain interest in. And you realize, especially with books and music and films and TV shows, but mainly books, that holy crap, I may not never have the time enough in my life to read all these amazing books. And there's so many others out there, and a lot of people don't understand until I start naming these books. 4 Hour Work Week, Crush It, Why Now is the Time to Cash In on Your Passion, or a few, just to get an idea. But again, you want to check out my book review channel for that. You can find it on my About page on this channel, which you can just get to by clicking my name down below this video. But yeah, there's so many things out there, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not at a point where I don't get bored at all. I still get bored often, and it's less so than before. And oftentimes when I'm like just doing stuff, whether it's looking up reading lists or checking out all these books or audiobooks, I keep telling myself, wow, there's so much out there. I'll never get through this in a lifetime. Promise yourself that you'll never be bored again, because there's so much to do that you can't do it in your lifetime. And I still do get bored, because although I want to do a lot of stuff in my lifetime, sometimes I just feel bored about it and I don't feel like doing it. But it's definitely a step in the right direction, and I'm just amazed by it. One thing interesting is that I always have at least 10 tabs open on my browser on the computer, and it's literally amazing because I can never get through all of it. And often there are articles on Reddit from just the most crazy topics. I have one open on just how to get followers on Instagram, but they span different topics, just like on different things. And I love, like, it literally, there's so many videos out there that I'll never finish. So many interviews. Right now I have open on my browser a few interviews by people with this one interview is by this man who has over 4 million followers on Twitter, and he just sort of spills his secrets out, and I want to know. And the interview itself is like over half an hour long, but I have over 100 bookmarks on all these different things I want to get across one day. I just want to pull it up just so you guys can get an idea. And I think the purpose of this video is just to get you realizing how much stuff is out there. Okay, there's this one video. It's a documentary. It's about 2 hours long. I already watched it. It's about the Def Leppard, which is one of the most popular bands in its day and age. Millions of records sold, and just it's a documentary about how literally these guys are so rich, they get all these girls, and yet this one member kills himself out of depression and overdoses from alcohol, and literally is just in a very weird state of mind despite all this success and achievement in life. And I want to find out, like, how is that even possible? And there's all these other things, like there's a audiobook I have bookmarked, Napoleon Hill, The Master Key System to Riches. There's another interview by Warren Buffett, how he would invest if he had small sums of money. Big, equates to me very well because I have small sums of money. A lot of things on the stock market, such as stock screeners, books like The Millionaire Mind, and also a lot of books I have that I want to read one day. The free cash flow system, and let's see stuff outside of this, in case, because I know a lot of my viewers may not be interested in business stuff. There's this one book called let's see here, How I Made $2 Million in the Stock Market. It seems it's a very introductory book for anyone to read. I want to read that one day. Whether it's good or bad, I don't know. And then there's a lot of dating advice books, videos out there that I have bookmarked. And in addition to that, I have just a lot of different topics on people and social media I've bookmarked, on gaining followers and so forth, and as well as literally interviews with successful people. And it's very interesting, and obviously, this is just one facet of my life. I like a lot of many other things that I did not mention in this video, which I've sort of let go of. And ultimately, I'm still learning and trying to find new stuff that won't get me bored. I haven't gotten to that point where I just jump out of bed every day and just tap dance to do whatever I have to do. But I'm on the right track because every day I'm finding more and more stuff that I'm interested in. For instance, I have this another site bookmarked, Maximize Your Channel. It's on maximizing your YouTube potential and getting more followers from that. I have interviewed with Warren Buffett bookmarked, a audio book by Anthony Robbins, this self-help guru, bookmarked. I have another channel bookmarked on YouTube called PPFAS Limited, and that's one where they just talk about stock investing, which is in terms of value investing, which is quite exciting for me. And I have stuff on dating advice, obviously, and this one website where this guy, who's literally the nicest guy, he's the nice guy, but he's good looking, he's amazing, he's literally the nicest person I ever want to meet. And that's going to spur another video by me where I just talk about how I don't understand why nice guys are looked down upon, or just seen as the people who don't get the girls, because that's not even true. And I illustrate it because I feel like the people I always want to be around the most are the people who are genuinely nice, because most people, they're not always nice, and when they are nice, they're not really nice. And I find like the role models in my life, they are the people who are genuinely nice to everyone, and you could count on them and trust them to be constantly nice. And the people that I don't find as role models are the majority, who sometimes will break the law, cheat the system. You can't always trust. And what you'll find is that these people, it's not the quality of nice or not nice that is attracting them, um, or pushing them away from getting girls, or attracting the opposite gender. It's different qualities. It's just that um, the nice guy is the stigma or the image that people associate to the other qualities that uh, repel people from these people, such as neediness and weak character, or being stepped upon, and so forth. And you get the point. And so obviously there's a lot of other stuff out there to do, and you just gotta do it. Whether it's video games, League of Legends, I love that game, or watching really entertaining videos. Like I have this one bookmark. Um, it's a prank video. A girl is literally doing stupid stuff to guys and getting away with it, selling the most disgusting cookies and getting away with it because she's good looking. It's hilarious, and you can see like this is stuff I'm interested in. And honestly, it's just realizing there's a lot out there with just your computer, and you can do it. Oh yes, another one is coding. One day I want to get through this. There's this thing called Code Academy. It's literally a free website that teaches you how to code interactively, and it starts off on a very elementary level, so anyone with no knowledge of it can learn about it. Obviously, I've sort of realized that programming isn't my true passion because I get bored of it, but still, I have enough interest that I want to get through it one day. And I have all these things I want to get through that I have bookmarked, and ultimately, I still get bored from time to time, but it's definitely a step in the right direction, and just realizing and learning and figuring it out. So if you have any suggestions, leave it in comments below. Otherwise, hit the subscribe button for more videos in the future. As always, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe to my videos. Share this video with anyone you think would love this sort of video, be influenced by it, like it, and hit the subscribe button. It's free. It'll let you know when my next video is out. I'll see you guys later. Peace.